So, welcome everybody to the second day of SEMA360 from Koch-Chemie's headquarters in Unna, Germany. Yesterday we saw some of our hand wash products and motor cleaning, motor conserving. This will also be the first step today to see the result of what we did yesterday with the motor of the white Golf. Today we will show you some more products out of our range, especially for exterior detailing. So when we talk about exterior detailing, we have some different fields we have products in. One field is detailing sprays, so we have different ones, and we'll show you all of these, as our cameraman is already doing. Then we have some other products to show you in terms of plastic trim, in terms of hand wax, which is also available in the USA, and also, most importantly, again, adhesive remover, which will also show you, adhesive and tar remover. So all products available or soon available in the USA. And yeah, enjoy it. My colleague Mario will guide you through this presentation.
Thank you very much, Sven, for the introduction. And thank you everybody for joining us again today here in our competence center at Koch-Chemie in Unna, North Rhine-Westphalia, Germany. Before we start with all the exterior products, which my colleague already told you about, let's first check the result of the motor plast, which we applied yesterday on the engine bay of the white Golf. So follow me and let's go and let's check it out. As you can see here, we still have the beautiful white Golf where we did the engine bay cleaning yesterday and where we also applied the motor conserving product, the motor plast. And the colleague who owns this car drove home. So as you can see, we did not kill the engine at all while doing a wet engine bay wash. So do not be afraid to do that. So let's check the result. Now you can see what we did here yesterday. You see that all the dirt, grime and debris which was on the engine bay, on the plastics, on the rubber, on the metal, aluminum parts is gone, and as you can see, the motor plast, the conserving product, with its water pushing ingredients, pushed away all the rest water which we had here on the engine bay, and it left behind, as you can see, a satin matte finish, a flexible film, which withstands temperatures until 250 degrees Celsius on the surface and protects all of your engine bay from environmental influences. And one thing which I did not mention yesterday, but I'm gonna mention it now, is that we also got for this product a worldwide approval from the company Daimler, where they use this kind of product in their body shops and in their sales stores. Okay, that's it for the result of the motor plast. I hope that I could give you a very good insight on how the product is going to be used and how the result is. And now let's start with the exterior detailing products. Follow me back. Today, we are going to apply all of the exterior detailing products here on this beautiful Renault Kadjar. For the further steps, we already cleaned the car and removed all of the traffic film and all of the static dirt which was on the paintwork, on the plastics, so that we can start to apply the products which we actually assorted for you today. The first products which we are going to show you today are those here on our detailing wagon. We are going to show you the application and the performance of our hand wax. We're going to show you our clay spray, which is a clay lube to be used with our clays, our red and red clay. We're going to show you our Plasta silicone oil frei, which means basically silicone oil free in English. This is a solvent-based trim care product or rejuvenator for the exterior, and also the Ulex. The Ulex is a tar and adhesive remover, which is also solvent-based for the exterior. The first product which we are gonna use now is our clays and our clay spray. Let's start with this. First thing is, when am I going to clay? Basically, if you are doing a detail, if you're doing a 1 or 2-step polish on the paintwork, you have to clay the paintwork to remove all things such as industrial fallout, tar, tree sap, and everything else, which might cause micro-marring while you polish. For this, you need to use the clays and the clay spray. How do I find out to check whether I have to clay or not? There is a basic trick which makes you feel that you need to clay or not. If you touch the paintwork with your bare hands, as we do now here, the surface might feel slick and you will feel nothing. And you do not feel the need of claying. But the simple trick is that you take this kind of paper, which is actually on every cigarette box. This is actually a foil, a very thin foil, cellophane foil. Put it on your fingers, go back to the paintwork, and if you rub gently with the foil over the surface, you start to feel some kind of particles on the surface. This makes you feel the dirt particles which you couldn't see, such as industrial fallout or tree sap or anything else. And when you feel this kind of pickles on the surface, you have to use the clay. And here we do have two different kinds of clay. We have our RKB, which is the red clay, and we have the RKR, which is the red clay. When do I use which clay? The red clay basically is your last resort. If you have paint overspray, such as clear coat when the car was repainted in a body shop, or you have some really tough dirt on the surface which you cannot remove with this mild clay, then you take the red clay. But this is going to be your last resort because you have to polish afterwards and it leaves a lot of scratches and micro marrings on the surface. Usually you will be good only using the RKB, the mild clay. Our clay comes in this plastic box and you have 200 grams of clay and also a little leaflet on how to use the clay and description of the product. You do not need to use all of those 200 grams to clay a car. And by the way, clay is also reusable. This means you can use this clay as long as it doesn't turn black from all the dirt or as long as you didn't drop it on the floor. So make sure that you actually take care of your clay. You can actually just remove like 25 grams of the clay, make a small ball, yeah, and gently wipe over the paintwork, or you take the whole bar, as we are doing now. Also, as you can see, the surface is very dry, and you're not supposed to dry rub over the surface with your clay, or else you will leave scratches behind. For this, we do have our clay spray, the CLS. Why use a clay spray instead of a shampoo or a glass cleaner or a detail spray? Pretty easy solution. All of those previous set products like detail spray sometimes does contain surfactants, which are also basically in every shampoo. Glass cleaners do contain alcohol, which is built or used to remove fats from the surface. And if you use a mixture between shampoo and water, they also do contain surfactants. Those surfactants actually will attack the clay and destroy it. It will loosen up and it will evaporate and you will have a lot of clay grime on your surface. This is why you should always use a specialized dedicated clay spray, such as our CLS, to clay with a clay bar on the surface. This does not contain any kind of silicones, so you do not need to wash after you used this product on the surface. Just simply take a towel, remove the product from the surface, and that's basically it. How much do I need? Just apply a gentle mist on the surface, like this, and apply a gentle mist on your clay bar. And then start claying over the surface. Gentle streaks, no much pressure needed. You can also go in a crosshatch pattern if you want. You can still continue to go in streak lines, that's no problem. What you will fear when you are starting to clay the surface is that the clay might stop sometimes on the paintwork. This is because it's picking up the dirt. As you guys, and girls of course, can see here on the clay bar, we do have some black stains, some black spots. This was, for example, the tar, which we didn't see on the surface because this is a metallic paint finish. It's a glossy finish. You cannot see this kind of dirt. Here we removed it, and now we're good to go and start the polish. That's basically how you use the clay. If you are going to store your clay, just put it here inside of the plastic box, take a little bit of the clay spray, apply it around, that the clay is always wet, that it doesn't dry out, close the lid, and you're good to go. That's it. Next product, which I am going to show you now, is our Plaster Silicone Oil Free. This is a solvent-based trim rejuvenator. Why a solvent-based product instead of a water-based product? Pretty easy. As everybody knows, the exterior plastic has to deal with a lot of environmental influences, such as rain, for example. If you have a water-based care product on the exterior trim, it will always be washed down with the next rain because it does contain an emulgator, which is actually combining water and oil. And this will react with the rain and it will be gone from the surface. This is why we refer to solvent-based products such as the PSS. We are going to use our PSS, our solvent-based plastic rejuvenator on the exterior trim to bring it back to a nice deep black shine, which it had before the UVA, UVB and UVC rays hit the plastic and removed all the colorings and the softenings out of it. We need the solvent inside of the care product that it can penetrate the plastic and fill in the empty holes inside of the plastic to bring it back to a nice black shine. To apply the product, we just need a very gentle soft sponge like this one here. And now let's go to the car and let's apply the product. Here you can see this car is just 1 year old, but it already starts to fade. And to avoid further fading and to actually rejuvenate the trim, we just need to apply a little bit of our plaster. It comes here in this bottle and we apply a small amount on our sponge. We do not need more for the whole plastic. Then just apply it on the exterior trim, gentle motions. If you have a little bit more product on your sponge, that's no problem. Turn it around, remove a bit of the excess product and work your way around here on the trim. Work it in deeply inside of the plastic. And if you have covered the whole surface and you have streaks like here over chrome, for example, don't be afraid. Just take a towel and remove it. Since it's silicone oil free, you will not have any kind of smear on the chrome. Same goes for windows and tint and everything. As you can see, we already have a much deeper, richer black look than before. Here you can see a grayish plastic, 1 year old car, remember that? And here we have already the color deepened and darkened trim as it should be. Best part of the product is, since it is solvent based, water is not gonna affect the surface anyhow. Here in this bottle we have just normal plain H2O water, nothing else. And if we apply a bit of the water now on the surface, you can see we do have a hydrophobic effect. This protects our plastic from environmental influences. And best part, as I said, it is solvent based, so even if we rub now with the towel over the surface, you can still see the product is there compared to the other side. Best part about this product is you cannot simply use it on exterior trim such as plastic, etc., etc. You can also use it on your tires to keep them nice and crisp. So take your sponge again, apply a small amount on your sponge and then gently work the product inside of your tire. Make sure you cover the whole surface area, and don't be afraid if you have a little bit from the product on your rims. As you've seen on the chrome, you can remove it completely. If you have some excess product, remove it with the backside and you're good to go. And as you can see, all the brownish dirty look, which was here before, is now gone, and we have a satin matte black finish on the tire, which will keep it new, crisp, and will protect it from environmental influences. Also, one thing which is also pretty good to know, in the winter times, you need to protect your window seals or your door seals. Here we have the door seals, which will close the whole interior from the exterior, which will reduce all the sounds in the interior and where the wind will be closed outside. Those need to be treated before the winter time. If you do not treat them properly, they're gonna freeze on the bare metal, and if you open the door, you will destroy them. You will pull them out, and everybody who ever did that knows that such a door seal is pretty expensive. You can also use the PSS to protect those door seals. Apply a small amount on your sponge and then go gently over the seal, and you have protected it against the winter time, against the freezing cold and against incredible heat. Let it sit there. Remove excess product with a sponge, with a towel. Give it enough time to air dry. Yeah? So do not close the door immediately. Give it at least half an hour to evaporate from the surface, that your customer doesn't have the solvent smell inside of the car. That's basically it for the PSS. Next product, which I'm going to show you now, is our Ulex. Our Ulex is one of the strongest solvents which we have in our lineup. It has been a bestseller for decades, and we are for over 52 years on the market now, since 1968. The Ulex actually is a tar, tree sap and adhesive remover. And to show you how strong this product is, we have prepared here a white front bumper. And this actually never happens on a car in this bad way, but some of you guys and girls who drove through a freshly tarred street know that sometimes some tar will collect on your car. Here we have, as you can see, a very thick layer of the tar, and now we are gonna remove that with the Ulex. We simply put a spray cap on the top, and now we spray the Ulex here on the tar. And as you can see, the tar is gonna be removed from the surface. Now you can take a sponge to further put in some mechanical strength to remove it even further, or you can simply take a high pressure washer and rinse it off from the surface. Here we do have a little white towel to show you that we didn't just attack it from the surface, but we clearly removed it. That's gone. As you can see, the Ulex is one of the strongest tar and adhesive and tree sap remover out there on the market and in our lineup. And you can still see that the tar which crusted here on the front bumper for a long period of time is going to be removed. But make sure, for your own safety, this is a solvent, and the solvent evaporates from the surface, and to not inhale it, if you do not have a hall which is good ventilated, please wear a mask which protects you against organic and inorganic solvents. If you have a good ventilated hall like we here, you do not need that. That's the Ulex. The next product here on this beautiful detailing wagon is our W001, our hand wax. It's the first wax we have in our product lineup, and it comes in this beautiful black box here. Inside of this black box, you have everything what you need to apply the product. You have 175 milliliter of the wax, which is mainly based off carnauba wax. It's also a blend with different other waxes. Then you have one applicator, hand applicator here to apply it by hand. You have one manual inside of here in over 9 different languages, such as English, Spanish, Italian, and so on, which actually gives you advice on how to use the product. And not enough, on every box you have this QR code. If you scan the QR code, you will come to our blog where you can find an application guide, where you can find an application video and all of the benefits of this product. But before I continue just talking about the product, let's take a closer look inside of the product. If you open the lid here, you have one security cap which prevents the solvents from flowing out so that you have longer time with your wax. Inside of the bottle you can see this beautiful, very soft carnauba based wax. And if you touch it just with the tip of your finger, you will see that it becomes very, very soft and oily. This actually makes it very economical in use because we do not need to apply a lot of this product. Just take your applicator sponge like this, put it inside, a little bit squeeze it in your box, move it around just one time. And this amount is enough to apply it on the whole door jamb. So come with me and let's apply the wax. Now we need to apply a gentle coat, an even coat of the wax on the entire door. For this I'm going to apply 4 dots here that I have new material all the time, and then I apply it in circular motions over the paintwork. You do not need to be afraid if you go on chrome, if you go over plastics, if you go over your door handles. You can remove it completely without leaving any kinds of smear or streaks behind. If you ever go over glass, don't be afraid as well. Just take your towel and remove it from the surface. You will not have any kind of trouble with it. As you've seen, the wax is very, very soft. And due to its softness, it is very economical and you can apply it with a very thin and little amount the whole car. What is good and important to know, the estimated air dry time is 15 minutes. This gives you plenty of time to apply it on the whole car, and after you apply it on the whole car, you can just go back to your starting point and start to buff off the product. But you can also remove it a little bit earlier. Here we have a very soft microfiber towel. It's a high floor, it's very plushy as you can see, and this can be used to remove the product from the surface. So take your microfiber towel, wait your 15 minutes and then remove it. To remove the product, wipe it off in circular motions, use the full potential of your microfiber towel and buff it off. And as you can see, we have no streaks, no smear, nothing left behind, not white spots on the plastic, nothing to be afraid. And as you can see, we have a high gloss, a deep shine, a very warm and wet look on the surface. The durability of this product solely depends on the driver's profile of your customer. It can vary up to 2 weeks until 4 months, depending on how many kilometers your customer is driving with this wax on the car. But I guess the thing which you guys and girls want to see the most is the performance of the wax. So let's take our water here and let's see the hydrophobic properties of our hand wax. And as you can see, we have completely round water beads running down very fast, from the surface, leaving behind nothing but shine. Since our hand wax is mainly based on carnauba wax and does not contain any kind of technical or aggressive solvents, you can even apply it with your own two hands if you want, because it's a very natural product. Best thing is the smell. It smells like beeswax. It has a very honey-like smell, and I'm sure everybody, you're going to love that. These were the first 4 products here, which we showed you for the exterior care and treatment. But that's not everything what we wanted to show you today. Let's dig into our detailed sprays. As you can see, we have a lot of different detailed sprays in our lineup. We have the FSE, the finish spray exterior, which is a detailed spray which does contain a limescale remover and will remove water spots from the surface. We have our QS. It's your all-round detail spray which can be used in the exterior as well as on the exterior, which will leave a nice shine and a very slick surface behind. The QF is the brother or the sister of our QS actually. It's nearly the same product, but the biggest difference in those two is that the quick finish is made for body shops and paint shops, which means that this one here is silicone oil free. And new in our lineup is the SO02 spray sealant. And as the name says, it is a sprayable sealant to be applied on the paintwork, which will leave a longer protection against environmental issues. So let's check out how our detail sprays work. And first, let's start with the FSE, the finish spray exterior. Here, on this hood, we have this part here, and as everybody can see, we do have a lot of water spots on the surface. This occurs when you have very hard water in your area and you do not have a filtrate machine which filtrates out all the limescale in your water. And a lot of people have troubles removing that from the surface. This is what we developed our FSE for. Since it does act as a water spot remover and leaves behind a slick finish and a little bit of protection, this is nothing for us. So, to use the product, apply a bit on the surface, let it rest there for a couple of seconds. It doesn't need to rest there for minutes or longer. And when you did that, just take your microfiber towel and then gently wipe over the surface. And as you can see, all the water spots which we had here before are gone. What else did it do? It left behind a very slick surface. You can see the towel is moving over the paintwork. Here we have a non-treated surface. Next product is our Quick and Shine, your basic detail spray to remove fingerprints, dust, any kind of soft debris or anything else. If you just want to clean and make your car shine a little bit more after you washed it or after you washed the car of your customer, or if it's in a showroom somewhere else, on the SEMA actually, for example, simply take your Quick and Shine, spray a little bit on the surface, a gentle mist, nothing more is needed. Let it sit there for a couple of seconds. Take your microfiber towel and then just polish it out. And as you can see, everything is removed and we have a deeper shine and a slicker surface. Also, you can use it especially on this kind of surfaces. You better know that as piano paint, for example. And this down here is chrome. And if you want to bring it to a high shine and to remove stains, debris, and fingerprints, just apply a bit from the Quick and Shine on the surface, wait a couple of seconds, and then gently buff it off, and you're good to go. Best part, you can also do the same on this non-sucking surface in the interior. Since you cannot apply rich interior care products or trim rejuvenators in the interior, simply take the Quick and Shine, apply it on the surface, and you're good to go. Next one is the Quick Finish. As I mentioned, it is the same product as the Quick and Shine, but it's especially made for body and paint jobs. So it does not contain any kind of siloxanes, but it also will leave behind a lot of gloss and a slick surface. Simply spray a bit on the surface, wait a couple of seconds, take your microfiber towels, and then just buff it off. And you will have a nice, shiny, glossy, dirt-free, and slick surface. And my towel is gone. Best part of all the show, this here is live, so every mistake, every falling microfiber towel, or even Siri talking to us and saying to me that she doesn't know how to help me, is real and nothing is fake. And the last part is our SO02, our spray sealant. This here is a detail spray with sealing properties. We are going to apply that here on the side of the car. Make sure that you take less product. Less is more. So just apply 2 sprays for this, and that's enough. You do not need more. Wait a couple of seconds. Don't let it dry on the surface. Take your microfiber towel and then buff it off. Now, this is the easiest way to protect your paintwork. We have a very slick surface. Again, we have a color darkening effect. So this place here on the paintwork now is a bit darker than the rest of the part. You will love that effect on uni black, for example. And we do have sealing properties now on the surface, which means that we have a water beading and a very good sheeting effect. To show you how it works, we're going to take our water bottle again and then gently mist on the surface. And you can see we have also a very awesome beading effect, we have a very slick surface, and we have a color darkening effect. And these 3 things are very hard to combine, and this is what makes our SO02 so special. The color darkening effect, the slick surface, and also the hydrophobic properties on the surface. Durability, also driver's profile relevant. It can last from 1 week up to 8 weeks, depending on how much your customer drives. Okay, everyone, that's it for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Stay healthy. See you next time. Bye.